Hi all, welcome to this Prime Icons update, basically for we assume could be this Thursday coming. Looking at the dates as well, it could seem quite logical, but I'm going to cover a number of the players. It's 21 in all, and given my full reason for this, so hopefully you find this useful. As always guys, smash likes as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GsLegend, all links are down below for players in the channel and social media links as always. The reason why it's 21 is just to show all the necessary examples. So Van der Sar stands out due to the Calcio A, but also Ajax could feature in this week's marquee matchups. It all depends on the window that they feature for, like the SBCs, whether it's a 3-week or a 4-week window. But Van der Sar could seem quite logical, and it would give us our second goalkeeper of 3. Zanetti is quite logical due to Inter and Calcio A, and for me he seems to be one of the standouts looking at how everything is breaking down. I think with two options in his favour, he's got a very strong shout for this route. Blanc has a strong shout due to Montpellier, that was kind of an option, and because it's a French team, Ligue 1 in France kind of fall in. Man United might feature, may not, but I don't have an option for it. It's not noted down, but Montpellier is the standout due to Montpellier versus Monaco. So that was kind of a notable awareness on that marquee matchups from last week. Then you go to someone like Nesta. He has MLS and Calcio A League SBCs because they seem to tie in, and as a result he has a very strong shout. Obviously AC Milan were to feature, then you'd almost kind of seem jackpot. Loudrop, he has got himself Lazio, but then that's about it. If it was earlier, like when it's Christmas time, you would have had Barcelona, Real Madrid, and you would have almost felt he was a given. But times have changed. Regardless, Mateus, he has had Inter, Bayern, but also Mönchengladbach featured was a strong shout last week with Cologne, so that in itself could go in his favour, and he could be a standout as well. But I feel with two strong shouts from him and also Calcio A, then he can have a strong shout for featuring in the Prime Icons. He's another notable, so be aware of him. Then Jari Litmanen, he has got himself the option of Liverpool, but also Ajax could feature in this week's, and as a result two strong options. And obviously with Barcelona, Malmo, they are not necessarily stronger options to show, but Ajax and Liverpool, at least two to work with. Then when you go to Desai, he's had Nantes could feature this week, but then you have options in like Marseille with the Calcio A, but then obviously Marseille could tie in as well with the whole French option. But then Chelsea hasn't really featured yet for an EPL, so be aware of that. But Desai, a strong shout though regardless, but not as maybe strong as others. Crespo, he's got potentially Parma this week, which is quite interesting, but then he has obviously got roots in Argentina, so be aware of that. But Lazio he played for as well, which kind of, get it right, Inter, and that could play in his favour. Then Larson, he has got obviously the Old Firm, which happened just before Christmas. Feyenoord could feature this week, and then you would say from there, you're kind of hoping that either La Liga or something else crops up to kind of strengthen the impetus. But even Man United could sneak in, that's where then it gets interesting. With regards to Owen, he's obviously got the Liverpool option, so it ties into EPL, but from there he's not really had Newcastle crop up or Manchester United or even say anywhere in Spain, so be fully aware of that. While Owen's had one notable shout, it's not strong enough to suggest. But then from there you've got options of Maldini, he's obviously had Calcio A, but that's about it. He's not had AC Milan yet. Ronaldinho, same kind of applies with him, he's only really had the Calcio A option, not really had Milan or Barcelona in recent weeks to kind of rely on as an option. Ronaldo, he's had Inter Milan, but that's about it. Obviously PSV's not suggested as an option this week, and Real Madrid was just before Christmas, so it goes against him. Inzaghi, same applies to him, not had much except for the Calcio A, which could go against. Van Basten, he's obviously just Ajax, but that's the only option that stands out. Obviously Calcio A would then then it gives him two strong options. Shevchenko, same applies with him, he's only had the Calcio A League SBC to fall back on, but he's not had like Chelsea or AC Milan as options, which kind of does go against him a little bit. Kluivert, he's had just really like Netherlands. That's about his lot really. That's nothing. Obviously, if Ajax feature, then it helps in his favour, but it's not. Remember, like one option is not enough. Maradona, just really Calcio A, Lee SBC. That's about his lot. Obviously, you'd like if Napoli were to feature as a marquee matchup, then it throws it in strength. Hullet, he's just really got the Calcio A because he played for 2 teams in the Calcio A. That's helped him a little bit, but not really enough to kind of shout to say that he could feature. And Rijkaard, he's just got Ajax and to fall back on this week, and then Milan for the Calcio A League SBC. But hopefully you find this useful. As I said, this is just all predictions, and just to give you an idea of the update of where Prime SBCs are falling. Looking at how this is falling out, 4 that stand out from if they do 2, my feeling would be Zanetti and Matthias. If they do anything more than 2, I think Blanc and someone of Owen or Larson could feature. But hopefully you find this useful. Let me know in the comments down below who you fancy. Smash like always, sub to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.